All right, hello everybody. So I'm Raul, and this is Juan Rodriguez. So before we get into what we're going to be talking about, I just want to kind of let you guys know about a lot of the new developments that we have especially for this channel and for our online Catch Wrestling Alliance Academy. So first things first, for this YouTube channel, we have memberships available. So we actually have a lot of unreleased videos from like our seminars, even some of the presentations that we've done, even some behind the scenes footage from some of our events. So that's all in the membership section, which is available through this channel. So like down below the video, there should be like a join button, a join box that you can actually just click on. You can see all the information for that, but also for the Catch Wrestling Alliance Academies. So you can go through our catchwrestlingalliance.com. On our website, you can see the Academy section. So we've reorganized that so you can you can start from scratch and go through basically different levels of catch wrestling. So from the fundamentals, then we move up to a lot of the quintessential techniques, and then more advanced techniques after that. So we have a monthly subscription academy for that. Okay, so you can check that out. We'll have all the links below in the description box. So now let's go ahead and get to our esteemed guest. All right, so Juan Rodriguez is a judo black belt. He's also national champion in judo. He is one of the assistant instructors at Hollywood Judo, which is one of the oldest judo dojos in Southern California. Also, he has a new podcast, Tatami Talk, which you can access anywhere. You want to tell us about how we can listen to it?
Yeah, so me and my brown belt, a friend of mine, decided to do a judo podcast because apparently there's only one out there, so we want to put something else out there for people to listen to. So it's me, another one of my brown belts, and it's called Tatami Talk. And what we do is just talk about judo things. So the first episode, we're talking about what most people ask, and it's when I first started doing judo, how long is it going to take me to get a black belt? And we go into depth with like how long it actually takes and what it takes to get a black belt. If you put time in, if you're a part-timer, if you compete, if you don't compete. And we're just going to talk about judo things like that. We're going to want to talk about like tournaments and how they're favored towards youths and not adults, pricing of stuff, techniques. We're just talking about just judo things. It's just two judo players talking about judo things. So it's be really fun and interesting, I think.
Yeah, and I think a lot of you guys out there are like judo practitioners because a lot of you guys ask about judo, right? So if you want more in-depth stuff, take it from an expert at Tatami Talk, right?
Yeah. So like you said, I'm a black belt in judo, but I also grew up wrestling. And what I do, I try to mix my judo and catch wrestling. Now that I've been training for Raul for almost 2 years now, catch wrestling styles with judo stuff. So I don't just go for just throws, I go for takedowns, I go for neck cranks and some of your key locks and double wrist locks and stuff. So it's been interesting working with you. But yeah, the Tatami Talk, it's all about judo. And we're going to talk about judo in, like I said, in the Olympics, most likely in MMA, and then how it worked in street fights probably.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people who watch have been asking a lot of questions about what were some of the differences between judo and catch wrestling. So at least for me, I think sometimes like when I see judo, I see a lot more of an upright posture. Mm-hmm. Can you kind of talk about it? Because it's one thing for me to say it, right?
Yeah.
And we'll keep asking. But
it's okay. So in judo, when I do a move, the best way to block a move is usually with my hip. So sometimes they enter on me, I block my hip. See, in judo, if I'm hunched over a lot like this trying to throw somebody, I'm leaving myself open to like a big hip throw like ogoshi or uchimata, harayagoshi or hanagoshi, which are throws so the guy's bent over, he's right here, it's easy for me to get underneath the guy and lift him up, no problem. Where if a guy is standing straight, you're here staying straight, and just pop your hip out when I come in, pop your hip inside, right here, it's harder for me to lift you right there. Mm-hmm. So that's why in judo, one of the biggest defenses is to stand up straight. I want to break you down to throw you. Mm-hmm. So that's why a lot of judo players always stand up straight or try to lift a guy up straight. So it's easier to pull a person in and lift them up and over.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but so, like say when you've been taking my class, I mean, what are some of the differences you see? Like, because I definitely want you to have more of a wrestler stance, so a little bit lower. Mm-hmm. But I think that's like definitely different from like kind of having your butt back. Right?
Yeah.
So it's,
well, that's what most people do when they find out you're a judo player in any grappling style, they hear you're a judo guy, they assume that you're going to get thrown immediately. So the first thing everyone does when they fight a judo guy is fight like this. So everybody always does the first thing. They don't get down into a wrestling stance right here to fight you. They do this, butt out, hips away, which technically is easier for me. If you know how to throw correctly. It can be harder if you don't know how to do it, but if you have decent judo skills, a well-rounded brown belt, you should be able to throw at that point. But like I said, so when people are in a wrestling stance right here, a lot of people think that, well, I feel safe right there. I'm a lot easier. I feel, because I can sprawl out from right there, I think I can pop my hips. But as we were talking earlier, there's a throw that I do, and actually one of my instructors taught me a long time ago that he would do against wrestlers, and I do against wrestlers too sometimes, which is called taitoshi. So in taitoshi, I want to get my feet in this kind of position right here. Now I may look like I'm in my own wrestling stance, but I'm actually throwing the person over my leg right here. So when a wrestler's looking at your wrestling stance, Robert?
Okay, just lay forward?
Yeah, either way, it doesn't matter to me. Okay. So if I'm right here, this wrestling stance, if I come in here, and come right there, it's easy for me to throw you on your head. So some people might think that as a wrestler, it's like, oh, if I'm a wrestling stance, I'm cool, I'm going to sprawl out on the guy. And you could sprawl out on me in that position, also push me away. But it also goes back to, in judo, when I was fighting in judo position, standing up straight for the most part is the best way. And because guys also, like, they're used to sprawling away also, because a lot of guys will do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or MMA Jiu-Jitsu, and they want to fight in this stance right here, so they can sprawl away. Not a lot of people do double underhooks or under over or double over and stuff to throw a guy nowadays anymore. But I do think throwing's going to be coming back. If you see how Khabib, the way he fights, he'll throw guys with Haragoshi and Taitoshi. Kayla Harrison, she's throwing people all the time with throws. Ronda Rousey used to do her old school combination of Haragoshi into Ochigari and stuff, or she would do an Uchimata into Haragoshi. Because it's, if you block the hips, it's not just, it's how we always say like in wrestling, growing up wrestling, it's not the first double, it's gonna be the second, the third. You gotta keep on going. And the same that with judo. So if I go for one throw, it doesn't work, then I come back the other direction for a throw. And if they block again, then I come in one more time for another throw. And it's about how working combinations. Like for me, when I'm at catch sometimes, I'll have a guy, and we're right here doing this. I want to attack that leg. But what I'm going to do to fake you out is I'm going to attack this leg. So I might tap here, so now you see you stepped away automatically. Cool, I step forward, boom, right there. I can hit you to a hard osotogari, put my hip really into it, turn to haragoshi or something also.
Yeah, really interesting. So hopefully that gives you guys some kind of illustration as like to some of the differences, or not to say that a lot of these throws aren't you can't find them in catch wrestling, but you can see kind of like the methodology or like the strategy for attacking somebody in a match, right? From judo to catch wrestling. So, because a lot of times in catch wrestling, because there's no points or anything, if someone is like really excellent, like on the ground, then they'll be like, fine, take me down, because there's no points, and he's not going to win if, like, say he takes me down, and we're not going to reset, right, to get back up, and he can't win by throwing me over and over. So that's one of the things, or even like in kind of like the older American catch wrestling style, a lot of times they just call it a leg dive, where it's like they're not necessarily going to try anything sophisticated, but we start the match, I'm just going to try to go in a clumsy way, just as long as we can get it to the ground as soon as possible, because
just drag it to the mat wherever you can to get to where you want to get to.
Yeah, exactly. But you see, like in judo, I mean, and I think also more like the British style of catch wrestling, you're definitely going to have a lot of these takedowns, like standing takedowns, a lot of the more Greco kind of looking stuff. A lot of the suplexes and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But that's not necessarily how it was exactly done in the United States, especially in the early 1800s and stuff like that. You weren't seeing too much of that. You were seeing people trying to just get it to the ground, try to get that double wrist lock, and try to get that submission or that pin.
Yeah. Well, one more thing I just want to add is that I know everybody thinks that judo is just the standing and throwing art. And because the past 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 years we've now been doing judo without leg grabbing. And there is leg grabs in judo. We do a double leg, it's called rotogari, and a single leg and stuff. And there's leg sweeps that we do using the leg while grabbing the leg in judo. But because of competition, they wanted to see the big throwing more. So the way most people are going to teach it is they're going to show the big throwing techniques. Me personally, since I'm old school, I do, at my school, I'll do like maybe once a month or once every, I try to do it like on Fridays, but once a month or once every few weeks, we'll do old school days. I call them back to basics, old school, where we do leg grab techniques and stuff where I'm going to grab the leg, switch it, and go into osotogari on a guy, or grab the leg, ochigari on the person. We're just doing old school, double leg on a person. But the way I do double legs is I grew up wrestling. I teach it American freestyle way. So when I come inside here, bring your leg up, pop the hips, and over. Whereas you see old traditional judo, if they just grab the guy, they grab his legs and just pop him up in the air. It's really dynamic things you guys do, old school ones. And even like the kataguruma, what we know in America as a fireman's carry. In judo, when I do a fireman's carry, I'm gonna come inside here, pick a guy up right here, lift him up, and throw him over. So it's a big throw, but we have those leg grabbing techniques in judo. And it depends on what school you go to, if they teach it. And your teacher might not teach it, but if you ask them, can you demonstrate it, show me how to do it, they might do it for you. And teach you it maybe.
Okay, so I guess another thing would be like one of the visual differences between judo and catch wrestling is one, someone's wearing a gi in judo. So do you feel do you feel like somewhat limited, or do you feel like you just kind of have to get used to like grabbing the actual like bones or joints and stuff?
It's weird because I grew up wrestling. I kind of like no-gi judo personally. Like I understand like when I'm at catch wrestling, I'm wearing shorts, my knee braces, of course, the knee pads. When I'm wearing shorts, I use a rash guard because when I'm wearing just a t-shirt, it can get very slippery. So I'm cheating a little bit wearing a rash guard. So I have a little bit more, what do you call it, grip when I grab a guy, a little more friction when I grab a guy with my underhooks or something, or an overhook. So it's different, but for me personally, since like I said, I grew up wrestling, it wasn't that big of a difference. For me, going from seamlessly from judo to wrestling to catch and stuff wasn't that big of a difference. When I talk to some other black belts, when I go to like USA Nationals, we had big coaches meeting, and we talk about stuff. Some coaches are like, you can't do judo without a gi. That's impossible. Judo no gi, it doesn't work. But what about Carl Parisian, Ronda Rousey, Kayla Harris now, stuff, Khabib showing it now, these fighters. You can do judo, it's just you gotta know how to do the grips correctly. You have to get a good underhook, overhook, double over, a good body lock. You can't just throw, if someone's dry, when you're dry, and I get a collar and wrist lock right here, with no MMA glove, this is pretty tough holding on. When they have an MMA glove, I have more to hold on to right here. So you have to grab here, or you see how my arm tightens up right here. I get this right here to hold a person. And this may look weird. When I hold this and I pull you, just like the judo we pull, see I'm pulling already to lift you up? Boom, right there. And all my coaches, when I talk to them, they're like, oh, I don't know that, I can't figure it out. It's so, you just gotta keep your mind open. Okay, you just gotta keep your mind open with doing things from a different position. Yeah. And even me, when I was growing up wrestling, a friend of mine told me, hey Juan, you'd be really good at judo. You'd be really good at judo. And I'm like, I don't know, it's just that throwing stuff. I grew up in the Bay Area, so like, it's not cold here all the time, so people don't always have jackets on. And then moved to LA, it's like, people don't ever wear jackets. I'm wearing a sweater, but.
yeah, you're weird, dude.
Yeah, I know. But people always think you have to have the collar, you have to have the wrist, you have to have something. You don't really, you just need to have a good under, over, double under, a body lock. You just have to know how to do these grips on people. And tricking them into doing them also for you.
Yeah, so makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so like how we do this thing where we do the whole thing, we double snap here, bring it into here, and then I go back and throw you. Or if I'm right here, I swing my back here, boom, where am I at? Position, Iponso Nagi now, and boom, I lift a guy.
Yeah.
People just don't think about this stuff, they think like just one way. I can only go to Iponso Nagi right here. This is all I can do. This is Ippon Seonagi, or a shoulder throw.
Yeah. So it's like it's all about like being flexible in your mind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's one of the differences between, say, like maybe a beginner or someone with like a rigid mind, and then like someone who can make it work. You mentioned Khabib and all that, right? It's like if you're more flexible in your mind, it's like you can actually create these opportunities. But there's a lot of people with a closed mind; they're not seeing these opportunities there, right?
Yeah. And I understand when guys get sweaty, it gets scary, and then you really have to have a good grip. Or really know how to shoot in a good double leg on somebody or a single leg on somebody.
Yeah.
And then even when it comes to ground stuff, like I would say, except for the foot sweeping techniques, almost 90% of judo throws go into a pin or go into an arm bar. They're almost all designed to go directly into a pin and arm bar. And in judo, we have what's called a 15-second pin, a controlled pin. So if I hold a guy on the ground, he can't move, can't escape. For 15 seconds, it's called wazari, which is half a point. If I hold a guy for 20 seconds on the ground, it's full point. So I think that also helps with catch because it helps I get used to controlling a guy for 20 seconds. In catch, I gotta hold the shoulders down for 2 seconds. In freestyle and folk style wrestling growing up, it was 1 second pin. As soon as those shoulders touch the mat, it's a pin right there. So for me, it's like almost going like, oh, this is so much easier now.
Yeah, that's great.
So it's really good to control, like throwing a guy down, and I automatically throw, and this is my style, this is what I like to teach also. I throw automatically into a pin. I'm not one of these guys that comes in, throws, looks at the ref, who's at Ippo or Wazari. Oh, it's Wazari, it's only half a point. Okay, now I gotta go down. I go in, I throw, I go immediately into a pinning position.
Yeah, you follow through.
Yeah. I follow through because if the guy fights, if the guy rolls out, I'm gonna continue fighting. And I try to install that in some of my students, but it's hard when you only practice throwing. That's why I like doing a lot of throwing drills when I'm teaching, is throw in the pin, throw in the pin, throw in the arm bar, throw in the arm bar. So you get used to it. It becomes second nature to you. Because in the competition, that's how it's gonna be. Not every throw is gonna be ippon. Not every throw is gonna be beautiful and be like, oh my God, look at that air he got, boom. No, somebody's gonna be like, get down, screw it. Yeah.
All right. So with that all being said, how has catch wrestling helped you? Do you feel like it's helped your judo or helped you just in other ways?
It helped me, giving me a different release because I love judo. Judo's my number one grappling style. Even though I grew up wrestling, I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I tried out Sambo a little bit, but judo is my main style, judo and wrestling. So when I was looking for something different, people were telling me, oh, why don't you do BJJ again? It's like, that's too similar to judo. It's nothing that different, and I don't feel it's fun as an effective. Just the grappling's not as fun to me. We're judo, we're dynamic, we throw, we go to the ground. Catch wrestling came around, and I was like, oh, catch. I remember catch. I remember my coach talking about catch in high school. And have heel hooks and neck cranks and body. It's totally different. It's something totally different to me when I go to catch wrestling. The submissions are similar, but they're similar to go for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo are like brothers and sisters, where catch is like a crazy cousin.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's like your crazy cousin, like us, that's like us, but it's different than us, you know? So there's like, you're not wearing a gi. Guys wear all kinds of stuff. Guys wear singlets, you were saying. Some guys wear shorts and t-shirts. Some guys wear shorts and no shirt. So you have to go for different things. I don't have the gi for the pulling of the gi and stuff. I have to pull on the body. That's something I like a lot. I like doing stuff that's going to work directly on the body, you know? In a street fight, like I'll be the first to say, I'm not like, hold on, can you get a gi really quick? I'm gonna get a gi jacket before you put this gi jacket on. Yeah. No. So it's different. So it's something else for me to think about when I practice. When I'm at catch, I can think, oh, I can go for a heel hook. Okay, I can go for a leg lock. Okay, I can go for a leg lace technique on this one. I was like, oh, I have a guy in what's judo called kesekatame, other styles called scarf hold or head and arm in wrestling. It's like, oh, okay, I have the guy right here. Oh, he's bringing hard to pin. It's all right. I start neck crank, you know, really deep neck crank, and then people will tap from that. You know, if I do that in judo, I'll get disqualified in a tournament. Because in judo, I'm not allowed to attack the neck. Yeah. So I can't do anything that's directly attacking the neck in judo. I can do a guillotine, but it has to be like a squeezing it, where I'm actually attacking the throat. If the ref sees me start pulling the neck, they'll yell mate, which will stop and stand me back up. And I might get a point deduction. I might not a point deduction, but I'll get what's called a Shido in judo. It's like a strikeout in baseball. I get 3 Shidos and I'm disqualified.
Oh, you get a few warnings?
Yeah, you get a warning. It's funny because that's how I actually lost Winter Nationals this year. I got 2nd place at Winter Nationals. Because I got a guy in what's called uranage or suplex position. I grabbed him. I was in the air right here. The guy bent over, grabbed my leg to stop the throw. I was so pissed. I grabbed and I dropped. I was like, I even yelled like, can we cuss on here?
Yeah, sure.
No, I don't want to cuss. I yelled something really bad. And all the guy got was a Shido. If it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, it would have been disqualification. But now in judo, your first leg grab, actually they're all now, is all just Shidos. So like I had the match 1, but then he grabbed my leg, and so it's just a Shido.
Wow.
And
Yeah, because it's illegal to grab the leg. So even if to save yourself from getting thrown,
yeah,
it's still illegal.
he saved himself from the throw. I didn't get the throw. All he got was a Shido, but I lost the match because he had a Wazadi, or was it here? Did he have an Ippon? I think he may have gotten, he did get an Ippon because I went for a throw and he reversed it on me. But I had the match 1. I was like, I had my hips up in the air, grabbed my leg. So.
It actually reminds me of actually soccer sometimes, where like in the World Cup, I seen this one. Reminds me of this one game where it was pretty tied, and like one team was gonna make a goal, right? But then some guy just put his hand up and blocked it with his hand, and he wasn't the goalie, so like you're gonna be red carded and like sent out of the stadium. But in a way, it was kind of worth it because
they didn't score the goal, they didn't win. So it's like I'll take the DQ as long as I don't lose. But so to me, like when I do catch, it's just a different beast. It's fun, it's different. I get to work different things. It reminds me of stuff that I learned when I was a kid during freestyle wrestling. Sometimes we'll do stuff, and then I'll adapt it to judo, and I'll take it back and bring it up to my other students. Like sometimes my youth, I'll take like a simple thing like a sit out that they don't understand, and it's a sit out, what I call sit out fat man roll, and it's thing in wrestling where they do it in wrestling and they do it in judo stuff where a guy will try to put his arm around your body. So I'll grab his elbow, I grab really behind the elbow stuff because we have the gi, so it makes it a lot tighter right here, and just roll underneath the person, just roll underneath them. So like we were talking about one day we were doing the sit outs, so stand up. Well in judo I can use that to a sit out, sit back in and use the momentum to roll a guy over.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Oh, excellent. Cool. Was there anything else you want to mention to anybody?
Yeah, if you guys want to follow me or look up my judo videos, you can go on my Instagram, is my big one. So you can follow the GR8 Juan on Instagram. If you want to follow me, I put up judo videos there to do some one-man workouts right now. I'm going to put out some videos right now of how to use a duffel bag to help you do judo techniques. Right now I put up some videos of how to use just a simple thing, a wall. How to warm up for judo and practice your judo just using a wall. So you follow me there. Look up my new podcast with my buddy Anthony. It's called Tatami Talk. 2 guys just talking about judo. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
All right. So we're going to record a little bit more for the member-only site for Catch Wrestling Alliance YouTube channel. So you feel free to join. But all right, for now, we'll go ahead and sign off. All right, thanks for watching.